What's up? It's Bruce Hill, New Skills, New You. We've got a win, a lesson, and a loss. I think that's a nice little formula. So first of all, the win, old associate of mine called for some advice. He's job hunting. He said, man, I got to put together this presentation. I need some help with the presentation. I'm like, cool, got you covered. And so we went over, kept it pretty basic. Clear, concise, and compelling. Be clear to the point. Be concise. A lot of times we try and say as much as we know, but often it's just important to demonstrate that we know. If they have questions, we encourage them to ask questions and give them the opportunity to explore what they need to further. But being concise is much more impactful because it allows you to be compelling, where they'll say, hey, this is good, I want to learn more, or hey, this could be useful, tell me about, or hey, I think this can help me. What about this scenario? So clear, concise, compelling. That's one of the key things when we talk about creating presentations. And I believe, I'll see if I have a link for you. I've done a training on that before. I gotta make sure it's public though. I do cover it in the sales success system. So there you go. You can. I'll put that one in there if you want to tap into the next accelerator. Let's see, where was I? So that's the win. So that's the win. People are calling me for my expertise, and I help out. I like to add value. And for a quick call, sometimes, if you have my number, you're probably good. But even on the solution calls, those are 15 minutes. I try to pour as much value in as possible, because if that's all you need, then you're good. You're good to go. You'll say nice things about me. Life is good. If you're like, man, I need more, dang, invite you to work with me. That's the opportunity. So even though my title is Sales Success Coach, I never want you to feel pressure to work with me. If it's a good fit, I'm going to leave that choice up to you. And this is the same thing I'm going to teach you if you work with me. We don't want to force people to work with us. We don't want to coerce people into working with us. We don't want to manipulate them into working with us. We only want to attract the right people for our business. So there's a process to do that. And that's what we talk about in the sales success system. So that's not what this was about, but I thought I'd mention. So we have the win. We're helping people. We're adding value, solving problems. So hopefully he gets that job. He's not an entrepreneur, and that's okay. A lot of the things I teach are, what's the word? Cross-functional. Transferable skills, right? One new skill will change your life. Now, the lesson. Oh, man, the lesson. So I was looking at this coaching program. I ain't going to tell nobody. And we had a call, and so I'm listening. And she asked me 3 questions about where I grew up. I guess I was her building rapport. And then she just starts talking about the program. And it just felt like an infomercial. Like you ever feel like this could have been an email? And it made me think about my Eliminate Discovery Calls training. And it made me think about, what's the other training I do? Oh, Interested to Invoice. 5 steps to move clients from interested to invoice. So she's talking. Over 20 minutes, she asked me 9 questions. 3 of those were where I grew up. And one of them, the one great question she asked was, what's the biggest challenge you have in your business? Oh no, in your client's business? That's what it was. What's the biggest challenge that your clients have in their business? I thought that was a really good question. I wish she had asked that about my business. And she just didn't ask that many questions. So one of the things that I'll give you this for free. Better questions get you better clients. When you talk about, I call it the question path, and it's how to guide the ideal client from interested to invoice. There's 5 steps. The first 4 steps are just asking questions. It's not time to educate the customer. That can either be at the end of the call or even a separate call, which was what she wanted to do, was move to a separate call. And I was like, no, thank you. She was like, why not? I was like, you don't know anything about my business. You don't know anything about who I serve. You don't know my problems, my challenges, my goals. You don't know. How can you make a recommendation if you don't even know what's wrong? I can't trust that recommendation. She did not appreciate it. Well, she said thank you for the feedback, but body language changes. I don't know how much she appreciated it. So I'm telling you for free, so you can save yourself some headaches and make yourself some money. Ask more questions. When the customer feels understood, when they feel that you are connected to where they are, they're more confident in making the choice to work with you. They're going to be more confident in making the choice to buy, to spend their money, and even their time. So how do we figure out what's wrong? How do we figure out what they need? Well, it's easy. You ask them. Just ask them. And the sales success system is a 10-week accelerator. I feel like 3 of the weeks are on asking questions. There's no sales pitch. There's no psychology hacks. It's just ask better questions. You'll hear yes more often. All right, I'm getting on a tangent. Look, I'm going to teach y'all the whole accelerator just because one person missed it. And it was a solid program. I liked it, but I knew more about the program than she did about me, and that's backwards. You want to learn about the client first, then tell them about the solution you offer. What's really great is when you understand the client and their problems, you can point out the aspects of the solution that best serve their needs. And now the client feels great. They're like, man, she gets it. He gets it. Oh, this is perfect. This is just what I was looking for. I need this. And now we don't have to convince them to buy. Say, hey, look, the next step is, what's your credit card number? All right, I'll send you an invoice. It's almost easy. I like easy, so that's okay. So that's what I learned was the trainings I'm making are valuable. They're going to help people make some more money with less stress, so they can spend more time serving the clients they care about and less time selling. Okay, so to win, added value, learning. I need to share my training with more people because they need support. One new skill will change your life. Now, number 3, the lesson. Oh man. So apparently I hadn't been meeting expectations for one of the clients I have, and they weren't happy. And the fact that they had to call me and tell me that they weren't happy, that means I dropped the ball. I wasn't checking on their needs. I wasn't checking on if they were happy, satisfied, unhappy, dissatisfied. I definitely will take responsibility for that. So hopefully I can mend that relationship. It's a good lesson, expensive lesson. Damn it, Bruce. And that's my area of opportunity is I've got to get more organized. And life happens. I get it. And shout out to all to parentpreneurs, mompreneurs especially. I get it. Life throws you curveballs and it's challenging. But when you have systems in place, it makes it easier to ride those difficult periods and not have everything fall apart like it did today. So I got to figure out what I can do to serve it. And as my energy is a little low, I just got off the call and said, man, I'm supposed to be making these videos every day. That fell off. I don't know if I made one of these for 2 weeks. No excuses there. That's the area of opportunity for me is organization. And maybe let's throw consistency in there. But one thing I pride myself on is I will take responsibility, and when or where I can, I'll fix it. So that's the win. That's what I learned, and that's the lesson. How are y'all doing? You good? I appreciate y'all tapping in. I like to keep these short. I might send these to the video editor to chop them up, make some content. I hate making content. It's so funny. If I could just delete all my social media apps, I would. I did actually once. That's where you have it. If you go look, if you scroll down to October 2022, it's like nothing for weeks. That's okay. That's it. I'm going to put the sales success system down in the bio. Depending on when you watch this, is pay what you want. So if this is the first time you work with me, you're like, oh, I'm not sure about this Bruce guy. This is a great time to get started. And we'll cover things like eliminating discovery calls, moving them from interested to invoice. We'll cover asking better questions. We'll cover effective presentations. Basically, I'm taking 20 or 30 classes that I teach and pulled out the most requested ones, the most impactful ones, and put together a 10-week group coaching program, a business accelerator, right? I call it the sales success system. So that's an invitation. If you're like, I'm good, no pressure, no sales tactics. But if you're like, man, that could help my business, that could help me in my life, then yeah, check it out. The links there. It's got a breakdown of each and every week, so you can see the details, what's covered, and I see. I forgot if I can add some testimonials in there as well, because it's been going really well. What I will do though is I'll keep going, I'll keep learning, I'll keep growing, I'll keep teaching, and spreading the good news that one new skill will change your life. I'm Bruce Hill. I help you hear yes more often without sounding salesy. Cheers to your success.